Stop, don't spend these $1 coins until you check them. One of these presidential dollars could be more interesting than it looks if you find the right date, mint mark, condition, or genuine mint error. And here's the part most people miss. The clue may be hiding around the edge, not the front. Today we're checking two famous presidents, James Madison, 1809–1817, and Abraham Lincoln, 1861–1865. Stay until the end, because the smallest detail could be the one you don't want to overlook. The coin number 1. Stop before you spend this $1 coin, turn it sideways and check the edge. You may be holding a James Madison Presidential dollar, and while most examples are worth around their face value, certain unusual edge varieties and genuine mint errors can be much more interesting to collectors. And here's the first thing you need to know. 1809–1817 is not the date this coin was made. Those are the years James Madison served as America's 4th president. The modern James Madison Presidential dollar was released in 2007. So stay with me, because in just a few minutes, I'll show you exactly what to check before you ever spend one. James Madison was the 4th President of the United States and served from 1809 to 1817. He was one of the major figures of America's founding generation and became president during one of the most difficult periods in the young nation's history. His presidency included the War of 1812, making Madison one of the most historically important presidents honored in the presidential dollar series. More than 200 years later, the U.S. Mint honored Madison with his own presidential dollar. The coin features Madison's portrait on the front and the Statue of Liberty on the reverse. The words, "For th President 1809–1817" appear with his portrait. The $1 denomination appears on the reverse. But here's where this coin gets really interesting. The edge. Most people look at the front, look at the back, and put the coin away. Don't do that with a presidential dollar. Turn it sideways. The edge can contain the year 2007, the mint mark, EPLURBUSUNUM, and In God We Trust. On regular circulation coins, this information was applied during a separate edge lettering process. And that separate process created opportunities for unusual coins. PCGS lists several recognized James Madison varieties, including Position A and Position B examples, weak and partial edge lettering varieties, doubled edge lettering errors, and missing edge lettering examples. Now here's something extremely important. If the edge lettering appears upside down, don't automatically think you've found a rare error. James Madison dollars can have different normal edge lettering positions. PCGS identifies Position A and Position B varieties, so the direction of the lettering alone does not automatically mean the coin is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. What should you actually look for? First, examine the edge under bright light. Rotate the coin slowly. Look for lettering that appears doubled, overlapping, unusually incomplete, or genuinely missing. A completely blank edge can be especially interesting because missing edge lettering James Madison dollars are a recognized variety. PCGS records an auction result of $978 for a certified MS-65 example in 2010. But remember, this is the result for a specific authenticated coin in a specific grade. It does not mean every Madison dollar with weak or missing-looking lettering is worth $978. This is where many people make a huge mistake. They see a strange coin online and immediately assume their coin is worth thousands. Don't do that. A real coin error must be connected to the minting process. Scratches, dents, chemical damage, or damage caused after the coin left the mint are not the same thing as genuine mint errors. And whatever you do, don't clean the coin. No toothpaste. No metal polish. No chemicals. No aggressive rubbing. If your Madison dollar has an unusual feature, protect the original surface and have it properly examined. Condition matters too. A heavily circulated coin with scratches and worn surfaces is very different from an exceptional uncirculated example. If your coin has sharp details, strong original luster, and very few marks, it may deserve closer attention. And remember something else. This is not a silver dollar just because it is a $1 coin. The circulating James Madison dollar uses a copper-based manganese brass composition. PCGS lists the composition as 88.5% copper, 6% zinc, 3.5% manganese, and 2% nickel. So don't let anyone convince you that every golden-colored Madison dollar is automatically a precious metal coin. The real excitement comes from the variety, era, condition, and authenticity. Now imagine you find one in an old coin jar. At first, it looks completely ordinary. Madison on the front. Statue of Liberty on the back. $1 denomination. Nothing unusual. Then you turn it sideways. And suddenly, you notice something strange. Maybe the edge lettering is extremely weak. Maybe something looks doubled. Maybe part of the lettering is missing. Or maybe the entire edge appears blank. That is the moment when you stop. Don't spend it. Don't clean it. Don't damage it. Set it aside and investigate. Because a tiny production detail can completely change the collector interest of a coin. But don't believe every million-dollar coin headline you see online either. The vast majority of James Madison dollars are not worth life-changing money. The key is identifying the exact variety and determining whether the unusual feature is genuine. So let's make this simple. If you have a James Madison Presidential dollar, check 3 things. Look at the portrait. Look at the condition. And most importantly, check the edge. Find the 2007 date and mint mark. Examine the lettering carefully. Compare what you see with known examples. If something genuinely unusual appears, professional authentication can help determine what you actually have. And here's the biggest lesson from this coin. The numbers 1809, 1817 are there because Madison served as president during those years. They do not mean you have an ancient 1809 dollar coin. The presidential dollar itself is a modern 2007 issue. So the next time you see a James Madison dollar, don't just look at the face value. Look closer. Because the most interesting detail might not be on the front. It might be hiding around the edge. And that tiny edge could be the first clue that you've found something worth investigating. The coin number 2. Stop before you spend this Abraham Lincoln $1 coin. Turn it sideways and check the edge. You may be looking at the 16th President of the United States on a modern presidential dollar, and there are some important details that many people completely overlook. But first, don't make this common mistake. The dates 1861, 1865 are not the years this coin was minted. Those are the years Abraham Lincoln served as president. The actual Lincoln Presidential $1 coin was released in 2010. So before you spend it for just $1, let's find out what makes this coin interesting and exactly what you should check. Abraham Lincoln served as America's 16th president from 1861 to 1865, during one of the most difficult periods in American history. His presidency was dominated by the Civil War and the struggle to preserve the Union. Lincoln also issued the Emancipation Proclamation and delivered the famous Gettysburg Address. His presidency ended tragically when he was assassinated in April 1865. More than a century later, the United States Mint honored Lincoln with his own presidential $1 coin. It became the 16th release in the presidential dollar program and entered circulation in November 2010. Look closely at the front of the coin. You will see Lincoln's portrait along with the inscriptions Abraham Lincoln, 16th President 1861, 1865, and In God We Trust. On the reverse is the Statue of Liberty with United States of America and $1. But now comes the part you should never skip. Turn the coin sideways. The edge contains important information, including the year 2010, EPLURBUSUNUM, and the mint mark. This edge is where you should slow down and look carefully. Check whether the lettering is clear, weak, unusual, doubled, incomplete, or apparently missing. Presidential dollars are especially interesting to collectors because edge lettering was an important part of their production. But don't assume every unusual-looking edge is a rare error. A scratch is not automatically an error. Damage is not automatically an error. Weak lettering does not automatically mean you have a fortune. The important question is whether the unusual feature was created during the minting process. And if you think you've found something unusual, don't clean the coin. Don't polish it. Don't rub it aggressively. Don't use chemicals. Don't try to make an old coin look brand new. A potentially collectible coin should be protected in its original condition and, if necessary, professionally examined. Condition can also make a major difference. A heavily circulated Lincoln dollar with scratches and wear is very different from a sharply preserved, uncirculated example. If your coin has strong details, attractive original surfaces, and very few marks, it deserves a closer look. And here's another important fact. This presidential dollar is not automatically a silver dollar just because it has a $1 denomination. The presidential dollar series uses the same general composition as the Sacagawea golden dollar and Native American $1 coins. So if someone tells you that every Lincoln presidential dollar is made of silver or automatically worth thousands of dollars, be careful. The real value depends on the exact coin, condition, mint mark, variety, era, and collector demand. Now imagine finding one in an old collection. At first, it looks completely normal. Lincoln on the front. Statue of Liberty on the back. $1 denomination. Then you turn it sideways. And something doesn't look right. Maybe the edge lettering is unusual. Maybe part of the inscription appears missing. Maybe the lettering looks doubled. That's when you stop. Don't spend it. Don't clean it. Don't damage it. Set it aside and investigate. Because sometimes the smallest detail can be the most interesting part of a coin. But remember, most Lincoln presidential dollars are not worth life-changing amounts of money. The goal isn't to believe every $1,000,000 coin headline you see online. The goal is to learn how to identify the exact coin you're holding. So remember these three things. 1861, 1865 tells you when Lincoln served as president. 2010 tells you when the Lincoln presidential dollar was issued. And the edge may contain some of the most important information about your individual coin. Before you spend your Lincoln dollar, look at it one more time. Check Lincoln's portrait. Check the condition. Check the edge. Look for the 2010 date and mint mark. And if something genuinely unusual catches your eye, don't rush to sell it. Investigate it first. Because it may be an ordinary $1 coin. Or it may contain a detail that makes collectors take a second look. So the next time you see an Abraham Lincoln presidential dollar, don't just see the $1 denomination. Look closer. Because the biggest clue may be hiding around the edge.